At last year's conference of the parties to the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, in Uzbekistan, the South African government was expected to propose a tightening of global trade controls on dried abalone. Instead, the delegation abruptly pulled the proposal without any explanation, even as illegal harvesting surges and the abalone industry edges closer to collapse. The government has since defended the decision, owing to a lack of consultation with key stakeholders at home.
The legal abalone farming sector had a problem. They, for example, said that declaring it to the list of CITES will have an effect on their markets. The points were raised that maybe we need to have more discussions about this, and that is where we are now.
Known locally as perlemon, conservationists say the highly prized sea snail is being stripped from coastal waters at an industrial scale, pushing the species towards extinction and making the South African government's move deeply contentious.
Tons and tons of abalone get pulled out of our oceans every single year and get shipped overseas. It's basically so big that law enforcement can't keep up with it. In fact, it's done in broad daylight. It's blatant, it's obvious. You can walk down any beach, you'll see the poachers there, and there's a complete disregard for the law.
Wild abalone stocks are critically depleted as demand for the luxury seafood continues to fuel a booming black market, much greater than the legally farmed shellfish. Poaching intensified sharply during the COVID-19 pandemic, exposing deep weaknesses in enforcement and overwhelming maritime security operations, tasked with protecting South Africa's coastline.
I've got maybe 8 guys on shift per night, abalone poaching in the EC1 ranching area where we are mandated to work. And 8 guys against 400 abalone poachers, that's a very difficult task. And you must select small little groups and target them and try and get rid of them and then move on to the next group.
What was once an environmental crime has evolved into some far more sinister. It's now reported to be providing a key revenue stream for organized criminal networks, with dried perlemon commanding high prices in East Asian markets.
All those criminal element and organized crime is moving towards abalone to fund whatever they want to do, bigger crimes they want to do, like weapons, murders, trafficking, kidnappings. So all those guys are starting to move towards abalone because of the money is so good and the consequences so little for that type of crime.
Beyond its economic value, abalone plays a critical role in sustaining South Africa's fragile maritime ecosystems.
Abalone is one of the keystone species in this part of the world, here in the Southern Cape of South Africa. It's a very unique marine environment, and abalone is one of the big filters in the water. It provides a lot of food for other fish. Basically, you take the abalone out of the system and the system collapses.
Conservation groups warn that abandoning CITES controls, which regulates global wildlife trade, removes one of the few effective barriers to illegal exports, risking the collapse of wild abalone populations while entrenching criminal economies along South Africa's coast. Julie Shah, CGTN, Cape Town.